Ever wondered what it would be like to have a clone of yourself? A genetic duplicate who shares your exact DNA? Welcome to the captivating world of human cloning, a realm where science, ethics, and imagination intertwine. This field of study has stirred global conversations, from scientific labs to philosophical debates, and even in pop culture. It's a topic that's as controversial as it is intriguing. Human cloning, in essence, is the creation of a genetically identical copy of a human being. Imagine having a twin, but not just any twin, an exact genetic duplicate. This clone would share your exact DNA, down to the minutest strand. But how does this work? Well, it's not as simple as it sounds. The process could involve techniques such as nuclear transfer, where the nucleus of a cell is inserted into an unfertilized egg. This egg then develops into an individual who shares the exact genetic material of the original cell's owner. This concept might sound like it's been pulled straight out of a science fiction novel, but the reality is, we've already seen successful cloning in the animal kingdom. From Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned from an adult cell, to more recent advances in cloning pets and endangered species, we've seen the potential of this technology. However, the leap from animal cloning to human cloning is a giant one, fraught with complex issues and profound implications. It's a leap that brings forth a plethora of questions about autonomy, identity, and the future of humanity. The potential to create genetically identical copies of human beings not only challenges our understanding of human life, but also shakes the very foundation of our ethical and moral beliefs. The complexities and implications are as vast as they are profound, and this is precisely what makes human cloning such a fascinating subject. Human cloning might sound like science fiction, but it's a real possibility. Let's explore this fascinating realm of science. So how does human cloning work? It's not as simple as you might think. Human cloning is a fascinating yet complex process which involves creating a genetic replica of an existing individual. There are a few methods to accomplish this, but the most commonly understood technique is known as somatic cell nuclear transfer, or SCNT. Here's a simple breakdown of how it works. Imagine you have a human egg cell and a body cell. The nucleus, which contains the genetic material of the egg cell, is removed, creating what we call an enucleated egg. Now, the nucleus of the body cell, which contains the complete genetic blueprint of the individual, is transferred into this enucleated egg. This manipulated egg now contains the genetic information of the body cell donor, essentially making it a clone. But it doesn't stop there. The manipulated egg is then stimulated to divide, mimicking the process of natural fertilization. If all goes well, this cell division leads to the formation of an embryo, which is genetically identical to the body cell donor. However, human cloning isn't just about swapping cell nuclei. There's a possibility of other advanced techniques coming into play, such as induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPSCs. These are adult cells that have been genetically reprogrammed to an embryonic stem cell-like state, and theoretically, could be used to create an entire human being. Despite the scientific intrigue, human cloning is fraught with challenges and risks. Many cloning attempts result in failure, with embryos not developing correctly or not developing at all. Even in successful animal cloning cases, the clones often suffer from health problems and have significantly shorter lifespans. Moreover, there's the risk of genetic anomalies. The cloning process can lead to abnormalities in gene expression, potentially causing severe health issues in the clone. This raises serious questions about the safety and feasibility of human cloning. The science of cloning is complex and fraught with challenges, but what about the ethical implications? Creating a clone of a human being isn't just a scientific challenge, it's an ethical minefield. This sentence alone captures the essence of the complexity involved in human cloning. It's not just about whether we can do it, but whether we should do it. The idea of cloning humans raises significant ethical concerns. One of the most prominent is the issue of identity. Imagine being a clone, sharing the exact genetic makeup with another person. Would you feel unique, or would you constantly live in the shadow of your genetic twin? This leads to a fear that cloning could be used to create tailor-made humans with specific traits, which could distort our understanding and appreciation of individuality and diversity. Then there's the matter of consent. If we clone a human, who gives the permission? The person being cloned. What if they are no longer alive or incapable of giving consent? And what about the clone itself? They didn't ask to be created, yet they would have to live with the consequences. This brings us to the potential for abuse. Imagine a world where clones are created for specific purposes, like organ harvesting or as a source of labor. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a potential reality we need to consider. The rights and treatment of clones are also a serious concern. Would they be considered autonomous individuals with equal rights? Or would they be seen as the property of their genetic parents? Ensuring their rights and integrity as human beings would be a complex issue, and the legal framework to protect them is currently lacking. In summary, human cloning is an ethical quagmire. It's a Pandora's box that, once opened, could lead to a cascade of ethical dilemmas. From issues of identity and consent to potential abuse and the rights of clones, we need to tread carefully as we navigate this uncharted territory. These ethical concerns are significant, but they're not the only issues. What about the safety of the cloning procedures? Cloning a human being isn't just ethically challenging, it's also potentially dangerous. Imagine this. We take the nucleus of a cell and insert it into an unfertilized egg. It seems simple, right? Well, not quite. Just as with any scientific procedure, there are risks involved. In the case of cloning, these risks are magnified. From the numerous animal cloning experiments conducted to date, we've observed a high incidence of genetic anomalies and health problems. If we were to replicate this process in humans, we could potentially be creating individuals plagued with serious health issues. But let's not stop there. We also need to consider the rights and treatment of these clones. Would they be autonomous individuals with the same rights as you and I? Or would they be seen as the property of their genetic parents? Navigating the labyrinth of rights and integrity for cloned humans presents a complex issue that we need to address as a society. Now let's shift our focus to the legal landscape. In many parts of the world, human cloning is outright illegal. There are international treaties in place that outright prohibit the practice. However, as we've observed time and again, technology often outpaces regulation. As our scientific understanding advances at warp speed, our laws struggle to keep up. This means that we need strict monitoring and oversight in place to ensure that no clandestine human cloning experiments are taking place. Interestingly, there's a subset of human cloning that's less contentious: therapeutic cloning. This involves creating clones for medical purposes, such as stem cell production. It's important to make a clear distinction between therapeutic and reproductive cloning and ensure that each is regulated appropriately. In conclusion, human cloning is not a subject to be taken lightly. It's filled with ethical minefields, potential health risks, and legal challenges. Safety and legal challenges abound in the realm of human cloning, but it's not all negative. There are potential benefits too. As we move forward, it's crucial that we continue an open and balanced dialogue about the future of human cloning. Despite the ethical and safety concerns, there's also potential for good in human cloning. Let's delve into the world of therapeutic human cloning, a less controversial aspect of this science that could yield immense benefits for medical research. Therapeutic cloning, unlike reproductive cloning, doesn't aim to create a new individual. Instead, it seeks to produce embryonic stem cells, the body's master cells. These stem cells have the remarkable ability to develop into virtually any type of cell in the human body, offering a wealth of possibilities for understanding and treating diseases. Imagine a world where we could grow organs in a lab, tailored to the patient's genetic makeup, eliminating the risk of organ rejection. Picture a future where we could study the development and progression of diseases at a cellular level, leading to breakthrough treatments and even cures. This isn't the stuff of science fiction anymore. It's the potential reality of therapeutic cloning. But as with all powerful tools, the key lies in responsible use. While therapeutic cloning offers promise, we must also be cautious. We need to ensure that clear and enforceable boundaries exist between therapeutic cloning, which could revolutionize medicine, and reproductive cloning, which carries a host of ethical and safety concerns. This distinction isn't just about semantics, it's about respecting the sanctity of human life and individuality, while also harnessing the power of science for the betterment of all. It's about balancing our curiosity and ambition with our moral and ethical responsibilities. As we tread this delicate path, regulation and oversight are paramount. We need to ensure that our scientific advancements do not outpace our capacity to use them wisely and ethically. Human cloning is a complex and controversial issue, but as science advances, it's crucial that we continue the dialogue. Who knows what the future may hold? We might be on the verge of discoveries that could change the face of medicine and human life. All we need is the wisdom to navigate this uncharted territory responsibly.